And listen, when you're trying to live your life close to Jesus Christ, and you're trying to do everything's right, and you got a little enthusiasm about your life, it's a good possibility that you're going to mess up. It's highly probable also that you're going to regret some action that you did or something you said, and then you're going to beat yourself up over it. The struggle I'm talking about today, though, is real, and it's not unique for only us. Many men of God have had the same problem. Even the Apostle Paul experienced this problem in his life. In Romans 7, he describes his battle between wanting to do what's right and struggling not to sin this way. For I know, and I'm reading from chapter 7, verses 18 through 20. For I know that nothing good dwells in me, that is my flesh. For the willing is present in me, but the doing of good is not. For the good that I want, I do not do, but I practice the very thing that I do not want. But if I am doing the very thing I do not want, I am no longer the one doing it, but the sin which dwells in me. Here's a man of God who wrote almost all of the New Testament, started almost all of the new churches during the first century, and is known for how much power he had under the influence of Jesus Christ. And he's saying to us right here, he's being as honest as he could be, I want to do good and I don't do it and I mess up, and he's struggling with it. I wish I could tell you that when you get saved that there is no longer any desire to sin in your heart. But that's not true, and most of you know that, because many times the sin in our life comes from our own sinful, selfish nature, and we do things that we wish we didn't do. Well, I should have been at church, and I should have done this, and I shouldn't have said that, and I wish I'd said that. And I'm not talking about intentionally sinning, but sinning without thinking about what you're doing that you shouldn't. And then the Holy Spirit can fix you right then, and you know immediately that you've done something wrong. Am I preaching to myself or I'm preaching to somebody else? This means yes, and this means no. Okay, there's a couple of yeses going around. You confess the sin to God, He's faithful to forgive you, just like His Word says He will. You try to make things right with the person you offended, and then you beat yourself up doing it because you did it. And when you've beaten yourself up long enough, when you feel like that you've went through it as long as you possibly can, you forgive yourself and you move on until you think about it again, and the process starts all over again. Has this ever happened to you?